Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So today, going to be looking at some of the researches for the GS-31. Yay! I'm not that impressed. I'm really not. Start first off the bat. Increase the GS-31's warp range. Okay. Starts at 50 with level 1. You can get all the way up to an extra 1,000. Sounds nice, but, and I've mentioned this before with some of these researches, why does this need to be research? Can it just be in the ship already? Why? Why does there have to be an extra research for warp range? Just give the ship more warp range. I mean, you have a warp range component for the ship. Why do we need a second thing? Okay. Next off the bat, this is not really part of the chain, so I'm guessing you can kind of do this at will. Increase the number of non-armada hostiles, the gravitational beam, blast. Blast, it's a blast, not a beam. Okay. Can hit when fired. 1 or 2. Okay. There are 6 or 9 hostiles in a wave. So allowing me to kill 5 doesn't really do that much. But hey, whatever. Do whatever. It just doesn't seem good enough. But again, do whatever. 1 or 2 more. What? Okay, I mean. Here you go. Gravitational blast field. Increase GS-31's gravitational blast damage against wave defense hostiles. There we go. Alright. Starts at 600 million. Wow. Okay. I double checked the hostiles in the 50 elite solar waves, not the 60s, can't do them yet, but in the 50s, they're at about 750 million. That's kind of a lot. One of the reasons why I said I can't use this ship in the wave until tier 10, because this stupid blast field beam, or whatever the hell it's called, is useless until tier 10. Because then it does 1 billion damage. At tier 9, it does like 200 million. Okay, I'm not sure why the huge jump like that, but whatever. This can add damage to that, which is nice. 200 million at level 5. 220 million at level 6. Why are there 2 levels there? Call it 210, add another level to the back end. That's silly. I mean, at 20 million here, and I mean the same here for 4. It's level 4, 120, level 5, 200. What? Why? Such a little boost. So possibly, yeah, no. I mean, possibly I have to check the numbers at tier 9. If the beam does 250, and I get another 510 here at level 9. Maybe at tier 9 I can use this to kill hostiles with that blast. Otherwise, it's not really that useful to me. But that's a long time. And at the same time, why is this a research? Why isn't this just the ship ability? Why do I have to spend another currency for something that it's already getting, but at the same time, it's just not good enough in a wave? Okay. I mean, however. Oh, I did kind of want to do this. What do I have it at level 1 already? I'm doing level 2 just because I'm curious as to where the level locks are. If there are any. I assume there are, or they're tier locks, but I don't know. So far, I can do level 3 here, so I would assume that there's no tier lock. Maybe there's an ops level lock? Alright, so we'll do that one. It'll give me another 131 to wave defense hostiles. Not just hostiles, just wave defense hostiles. Okay. Alright, again, we're on with this first column here. Alright, the middle row here, increase repair cost efficiency. Alright, so that's useful, I guess. I mean, only 50%, which isn't a lot. The bottom one, increase critical chance against players with players weakened with the weakened state by the gravitational blast. Now, I've looked in-game. I haven't figured out what weakened status really is. If it does anything except just apply the weakened tag to it, and then all these researches get applied to a weakened tag. So does the weakened tag by itself have anything? Does it have any kind of debuff? Early thought is no, but I feel like that's not how this game has gone ever. I mean, even thinking about morale, burning, and hull breach, they have other bonuses to them. They might be a little small, but they're there. Assimilate does as well. The Mantis Sting has a base thing that it does. And then, actually, I guess, yeah, there are a few Fleet Commander abilities to give more benefit to that. Cloak, same way. But I can't figure out what this weekend status does. Again, if it does anything. So, it's fine. Increased critical chance. Start at 2%, get all the way up to 25%. Sure. And again, that was only 2 players. So it's looking like the bottom row is for players. The middle row is for, shit that's going to help you out all over. And the top shit is specific to their gravitational blast itself, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Let's just keep going through it. Second column here, increase GS-31's gravitational blast damage against players. Cool. Start at 50,000, which isn't a lot. It gets all the way up to 180 million. That's it? That's it? That barely is any damage. I got this ship loaded up, and as far as I can tell, at base, without any research, it doesn't do any damage to players. Because right here, damage versus non-armada hostiles. Okay, what does the damage do? Does it do to players? Apparently it does nothing, according to what I see here. So the only way to get that thing to do damage to players is to come in all the way at the end, because there's no way to just go there. Do this research 10 times, and then you can finally do 180 million damage to players, because that's gonna do something. My board cube has 15 billion hull. 180 million, not gonna do anything. But, okay. Middle row here, increase base cost efficiency of ore gas crystal for grade 4 plus warship components. Okay, that's nice. Starts at 40, there are 5 levels, goes up to 250%. Alright, that's nice. That's fine. Though I don't know why this has to be specific to the GS-31. Whatever. Increase critical damage against players weakened by gravitational blast. Again, having the weakened status, or weakened state. Level 1 is 30%, maxing out at level 10, 250%. Okay. More critical damage, that's fine. Alright, here, last full column anyway. Increase Apex Shred against players weakened by gravitational blast. Does not apply during station combat. Oh, cool, thanks. 10 levels here, starts at 25%, goes up to 125%. 125% I think is a little more significant than, let's say, some of the other shit we've been seeing from Quasi or Strange New World, what's her name? Giorgio. But still, 120%. Fine. It's something, I guess. I don't know that it's really that much of a benefit. I feel like that's where some of our researchers should be now. Hitting him with this laser beam. Shouldn't we get more? Okay. However. Alright, middle row here again. Affecting cost efficiencies and stuff. Cool. Nice to say in a kind of theme there. Increase base ship part cost efficiency for G4 and above. Okay, that's nice. 5 levels here. Starts at 25%, maxes out at 200%. Yeah, it does seem a little small compared to, every other ship part efficiency. We have a lot of ship part efficiencies. Another 200%. Okay, I mean, it does something, but I'm not like, just don't like that there's so many different places. Very hard to keep up with. So when you bring out this ship, it's like, oh, here's the research. And I'm looking at this research. I'm saying, this research is fucking garbage. DJ likes to call it the garbage scout. I'm like, well, that's about right, because this whole shit is garbage. I mean, I look at this shit and I'm like, why? Why? Why does this even exist? And why is it specific to the GS-31? Why? Because new currencies, get us more money. Otherwise, there's no point. Okay. Increase apex barrier against players weakened by gravitational blast. Does not apply when Tao's the sign of the bridge. Because, of course not. 10 levels, so this starts at 1,000 and maxes out at 10,000. Alright, that's nice. That's fine. Okay. Alright, last research. Increase the GS-31's base hazard resistance by 100%. I'm sorry, why? Do you really think G6 players are going to take this into a hazard system to kill hostiles? They must have known that Tempest bullshit was going to exist. Because otherwise, there's no point in having this. Why would I take my GS-31 into a faction hazard system? Oh, that doesn't even apply to them. What is the max this stupid ass thing can do? It's not very high. Okay, it is 16.2 billion, but that's still not that much compared to the hostiles that are up there in G6 space. I mean, I killed a few last night. Let's see if I can go find them. Here you go. 68, 67. Look at this one, 68. Now, this is an Explorer, so maybe it does have relatively small. 13 and a half. But this is an Explorer. Now, at the same time, does that shit do hull damage, or does that just do damage in general? I thought it said damage. Yeah, let's get to these interceptors. This is a 69 interceptor. 19 billion. So it won't kill this interceptor. So why am I breaking the GS-31? So it'll kill what? Between a third and a half of the hostiles I'm trying to kill up there. Why am I bringing the GS-31 in the faction hazard space? I'm lucky if it affects half the hostiles I kill. Why do I care then? What? This is terrible. This is a terrible research tree. Hell, I think the relativities research tree is better. Now, okay, they added 4 things. They said somebody told me these gold boxes here that they added were to increase its effectiveness and its loop. Well, why did they do nothing for the GS-31? People like this shit. As far as I can tell, GS-31 is a straight up fail. A few primes that came out with this. Grants free daily bundle things. You can get extra polygon target starts. Wave ciphers, quicker amount. I don't give a shit. Increase the recycle reward token things. Oh, okay, cool. This is terrible. Wow. Okay. I don't remember it just says damage for this gravitational blast. It doesn't imply that it's like the Borg cube beam where it just does hull damage. There might be something different. This says it's just doing damage. Now, the wave hostiles have very small shields, so that's a thing, but I mean, even you saw that Explorer that, okay, it had 13 billion hull, but it had like 20 billion shields. So if this thing is just doing basic damage to it, then, again, why am I taking this a faction space? So then, therefore, why do I need hazard resistance? This should just be increased base hazard resistance. Period. The end. That would make this so much better. It would make this and this ship worth so much more. But yet it doesn't. And I look at this research and I look at the abilities of the ship and I say, holy shit. It's possible I just don't get it. It's possible I'm just so high of a level that it'll be a long time before I see any use for this ship. It's possible. Again, maybe if I didn't say it, I am wrapping this up here. Really try to make this video real quick. Looking at the research for the GS-31, I feel it's very lacking. I don't feel that it really does anything. Okay, it doesn't wow me. It doesn't make me want to use this in PvP and weaken state on my opponents. It doesn't make me want to take this in the faction space and do my hazard dailies or even my faction dailies. I feel that the damage it does to hostiles is really small. I feel that even this research that increases damage against wave defense hostiles is relatively small. And to a certain extent, I'm basing that on, the hostiles I hit in Elite 50 solo waves. I can't do the 60s because the 60s are bigger and stronger and such. So, whatever, man. Whatever. I say it's very weak. Comment below. Do you think the research of the GS-31 is weak or strong? Are you impressed by its research? Do you think it's very good? And throw it out there. Are you using this GS-31? At what level is this actually helping you? How long did it take to get up to that level? Assuming you didn't buy the thing. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter. I don't know why they didn't change any of this shit. I mean, it just seems so weak. Weak. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.